Okay, Keith, part two on Thursday, January 28th, I think it is. So, anyways, there was a question that Brandon Gilbert asked me, Herbal Gardener, about the Ramadol, the effects that I was getting. And I was trying to publish that. For some reason, the reply part on YouTube, I'm not having, I tried a bunch of times to reply to a comment. What is the Ramadol doing to me? I definitely am noticing an increased connection in just overall well-being, feeling a big connection with my body from head to toe, feeling an increased amount of energy and awareness in the Jing area, which is the core. You know, basically from, in my mind, where the Jing is pretty much like where the genitals are, about 2 or 3 inches down below that to where the abdominal cavity separates the heart and the lungs. That's the Jing area. And with the 5 rights, and I'm doing rebounding, I'm really noticing a hyper awareness. My thoughts are also racing less, easier time meditating, and just in general an overall sense of well-being. The minerals are the deal. You know, that's that. And I'm also, I would have to say that, and people need to get the Ramtha CD. I'm thinking of doing something that I'm really against. I really don't like, as a musician, pirating music and pirating recordings and all that kind of stuff is my enemy. And my partner is really good at just like taking things off, and I sort of deal with it sometimes, like movies and stuff. He'll take movies, and I'm kind of all right with the movies, but the music, and anyways, I'm thinking I'm going to take a couple parts of that Ramtha CD and go ahead and publish them on here, because I have such a limited audience. I'm not getting 10,000 hits or anything like that. So for me to take a little bit of this Ramtha CD and to publish it on, because I want you all to hear that about what Ramtha is saying about where we all come from, because you know, we think that the earth is a certain age, and we think that we're the only civilization that's been here, and according to Ramtha, that's not true. So trying to think of some of the other questions that people have asked, and I want to say thank you for people not slamming me. And what I want to do is create where I'm going and just have people, you know, and I was saying in one of my videos earlier, it's please don't waste your time slamming me. It's like, I watch music videos or music things all the time on YouTube, and I've been a musician all my life, and I have some very opinionated opinions on stuff, and I used to leave comments about people's music and stuff like that, and people would just come on there so fucking mean and just go, fuck you, you fucking dumbass, you fucking retard, you fucking whatever. I'm just putting stuff out there, and so please don't waste your time by putting negative comments, you know, just going you're fucked up or whatever. And I'm just going to get a lot more free with how I feel like I had an attitude where I was trying to be more universally liked. I don't, you know, and trying to fit in and all that kind of stuff. And at times I'm kind of I have a sort of white trash upbringing. I very much am kind of the archetype of that sort of, even though I'm 46, I'm kind of that whole bro type, that Southern California thing, and I'm just letting it all hang out. The channeled teachings, all that stuff, let's just get it together. We're trying to get consciousness going, and if this isn't your consciousness, then move on and do your thing. Be kind, gentle, and allowing. And I want to say I love vegans. I love people. I think it's an amazing consciousness. I was very in the 90s when the whole straight edge vegan thing started. It's amazing. I love it, but it's short-sighted in my opinion. Again, I think I have a lot of work to do in this body, so I'm doing what I can, and actually eating local sustainable chicken is probably better than eating fucking maca imported from Peru in a whatever. So you got to think about these things, that the earth is living too. So if you're eating, I take Chinese herbs that are imported, so you know, and let's get it together, and let's trade ideas about sustainability and eating local and eating organic and what have you. So and the important thing also is, if you're feeding your conscious and you're changing your brain, you're doing a lot. You're improving the world. That's why the raw food diet is great. For me, it really upped my consciousness. Most people in my mind, after 35 are pretty much dead. I mean, the majority. I know there's a small percentage of us that are still alive, but most people over 35 are plugged into the TV and they're just sucking air. They're wasting air. So that's more of a problem than whether I'm truly vegan or whatever. So another thing I want to talk about Dr. David Jubb is, a lot of people, Dr. David Jubb is very likely a super like Master Jesus, actually. I don't know if a lot of people know, but Dr. David Jubb was a breatharian for 10 years. And I think and breatharian means you eat nothing. And he maintained a muscle structure and a lot of that stuff. And Dr. David Jubb, before he got into the raw food movement, a lot of his stuff, a lot of books, I think he's got 15 books out. And only the last 3 were on raw foodism. And most of his stuff is about the mind and about thinking. And so Dr. David Jubb is probably a very multi-dimensional being, in the sense of that he was actually able to take cosmic energy and turn it in, because Dr. David Jubb was very muscular while he was breatharian still. So that should say to you that there's a lot about us, and I don't consider, maybe in this lifetime I'm going to become like that. I'm not right now. And so I'm doing everything I can to preserve myself, and that's being aware of the Jing, ending inflammation. I'm doing another thing that a friend of mine that's a dietitian, a registered dietitian with the state of California, and truth is not taking carbohydrates at all. 0. No starchy vegetables, no nothing. It's all fat and protein. And my friend, who's a registered dietitian, says to me, that's foolish. And I'm not meaning any, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm trying it out, because she had said to me that what happens if you don't eat carbs, then your body's going to start cannibalizing your brain. And so we'll see. We'll see. Right now I'm operating in a very high octave, and I'm getting where I want to get. And just as of last night, I went when I separated with my partner, and this is funny, the marijuana in my case has nothing to do with HIV or not HIV. So as I got over the HIV thing in the autumn, which would be from basically August to December 21, the beginning of winter, I was smoking a lot of pot. So what happens with me is when I don't smoke pot, when I dream, and especially creatively, I'm operating at a higher. And last night I finally crossed that threshold with the dreaming thing. When I don't smoke pot, my ethereal body goes freaking far into the freaking universe, communing with the angels, communing with it's amazing. That's why I'm kind of high energy right now. And so the other thing that happens is I'm very good at improvising and what have you, and I can smoke weed until I can't even stand up, and I can play synthesizer, write music, but it's only instrumental. When I don't smoke pot, I'm actually a very good front man, a good singer, a good lyricist, a good writer, and I don't know, a lot of people would say the opposite. Oh, my wordsmithing becomes better when I smoke weed. In my case, again, we're all different. So it's just quote Dr. David Jubb, one of my favorite sayings from him as we close out on this. Be kind, be gentle, and be allowing. And I'm sorry for flipping. I'm not sorry for flipping people off. I'm just trying to be a punk ass. I am an anarchist, and I really want people to be aware of dogma. There's no magic pill that you can take that's going to save you. A lot of people are on the raw food diet because they just want to lose weight. Well, what happens when you lose weight? What are you going to do after that? You're going to put it back on? Are you going to keep moving? That's the popularity of the raw food diet right now, is people just want to lose weight because they're fat, So, and the raw food diet, it cleans you out, and you're avoiding a lot of those stuff. And so don't sit there and think that raw vegan is the magic pill. You know, there's a lot of things in this world. I'll tell you one thing, I'm getting into meditation with these minerals and with a lot of that. And if there is any magic pill, it's to conquer this thing that we have called our brain and our consciousness and our spirituality, and that's through meditation and a lot of things that were established way before the Industrial Revolution. Keith signing out. Goodbye.